Mexican cartels are operating with a level of firepower usually reserved for national armies. They're firing heavy, battlefield-grade ammunition into the streets. These .50 caliber rounds deliver enough kinetic energy to punch through armored police vehicles or disable low-flying military helicopters. International drug trafficking organizations don't manufacture this kind of highly specialized munition, so how exactly are they acquiring it? This chart shows the origin of the .50 caliber ammunition seized by the Mexican government. Nearly half of it traces directly back to the United States, and investigators can pinpoint exactly where in the U.S. these specific rounds are made. The markings on the casings point straight to the Lake City Army Ammunition Plant, a facility owned by the U.S. military. The U.S. government spends billions every year to fight these organizations, yet the very bullets used to resist those efforts are manufactured in a facility the government itself owns. The Lake City plant operates on a unique public-private partnership. The U.S. government owns the actual facility, but a private defense contractor runs the day-to-day operations. To keep the assembly lines running and ready for wartime, the military allows that private contractor to overproduce ammunition. The contractor then sells the excess rounds to the civilian market to offset operational costs. Because of this loophole, military-grade bullets flood the U.S. commercial market legally. This includes massive quantities of the popular green-tipped AR-15 ammunition. The contractor actively uses its relationship with the military as a sales tactic. Their marketing campaigns deliberately entice civilian buyers by boasting they can use the exact same product selected by the U.S. Armed Forces. The Department of Defense wanted to reduce its own overhead. In doing so, it authorized a business model that legally pumps battlefield-grade firepower directly into the public sphere. From there, the ammunition easily slips from the legal market into the black market. Civilian dealers and straw purchasers buy these rounds online in massive bulk quantities. The pallets of ammunition are loaded into personal vehicles and driven straight down the highway, smuggled south across the U.S.-Mexico border. Law enforcement and intelligence agencies call this established pipeline the Iron River, a continuous, illegal flow of American guns and ammunition heading into Mexico. The moment legally manufactured U.S. ammunition crosses that border, it disappears from any regulatory oversight, becoming an untraceable arsenal for international organized crime. The human cost of this supply chain is immense. When cartel gunmen launched a massive attack on the town of Villa Union in 2019, Mexican authorities recovered Lake City casings scattered across the crime scene. That exact same brand of ammunition has also been recovered repeatedly by American police, found at the scenes of at least a dozen domestic mass shootings inside the United States. Despite these fatalities, 28 Republican attorneys general are actively fighting to keep the commercial sales going. They argue that stopping the civilian flow would infringe on Second Amendment rights and weaken national security readiness by slowing down the factory. Defending this loophole requires accepting a specific trade-off. It accepts mass shootings at home and cartel warfare abroad as the necessary cost of keeping military production cheap. Following investigations by the New York Times and the ICIJ, lawmakers drafted the Stop Militarizing Our Streets Act. Sponsored by Senator Elizabeth Warren and other key legislators, the bill would explicitly ban defense contractors and government-owned plants from selling military-grade assault weapons and ammunition to civilians. For any other type of firearm, the bill requires commercial dealers to maintain a low number of crime gun traces and rigorously screen customers just to remain eligible for Department of Defense contracts. By allowing its own military supply chain to leak into the commercial market, the U.S. has inadvertently become a primary vendor for the cartel's high-powered firepower. Until that leak is plugged, the efforts to disarm these groups will face an arsenal made right here at home.